Hi, I'm Miriam Joy and welcome to my studio. We wanted to revisit some of our older but great videos, so we're going to take a look at some of my favorites. Welcome to my studio. Today we're working on our chocolate Easter eggs, and these are a lot of fun. And no, they're not chocolate, they're something that you're going to have for many years to come. So let's get started and show you how we did our egg to start with. I started with an egg gourd, and I'll also show you something else you can use if you don't have egg gourds or don't want to use egg gourds. And now, like this one right here, I had a crack in it, so I'm going to use that part. And I'm using my ovals, and this is available on my site at miriamjoy.com, and you have to have these craft templates. You will just love them. And you want one that's almost, it's going to seem like it's too big, but you want one almost that size, and you want to try and make it even on the top and the bottom. And I'm just going to bring it around with my white charcoal pencil, and see how that looks so much bigger before, and it doesn't quite look as that big now. I think I need to bring this end up just a little bit though, right there. So we're just going to bring that guy up. Now I'm going to start it with my hobby knife, and so we can get our saw blade in there. So we have that just like that, where it's big enough to get our little blade into. And I'm using the little gourd saw from the canning shop. And that is a wonderful little gourd, and it's really easy to use. We've got our little trigger down here, so I'm going to turn it on and off as we're going, and I'm turning it. Now, the one thing you have to make sure is that your egg gourd isn't small enough that your blade is going to come through the other side. And you can see how really easy it is to cut. I just sit down and cut a bunch of these out at one time. When you're working with egg gourds or gourds of any type, you do want to wear the protective mask, which should have an N rating of N95, so that it keeps all of the spores and stuff from getting into your lungs. That is kind of dangerous. Now, the white line should stay right between this little line up right here, and it's a nice little thing to aim it as you would. And I just turn it off when I want to get ready to move it here, but you don't have to do it that way. I want to line this up right here so I hit it right on. Okay, so we've got that all done. And then I just wanted to show you how simple that was. I get a spoon and just remove all of the inside of that gourd and just scrape it out nice and neat. And then we're going to show you what we do with that next. The first thing I do is I come in and I paint the inside with a dark brown or a burnt umber, and then I paint the outside with a medium brown, more of a chocolate kind of color, and I let those dry. Now, if you don't have egg gourds, I did find these this year, and anything that I do with egg gourds you could probably do on these. These are 12 plastic decoration eggs, and they're supposed to work just like a real egg, only they're a little bit more sturdier, and you don't have to worry about anything else like that. I went ahead and did this the same way, but instead of using the saw, I did try to use it a little bit, and it worked okay, but it was a little bit on the end, so I used my hobby knife to cut the rest of that. But you could paint it if you wanted to, or you could leave it white as a sugar egg, which there is a lot of those as well. So go ahead and decide if you want to use that, but you do have that option. So we're going to go ahead and let these guys dry, and we're going to come back and show you how to put the frosting on. After you've cleaned it all out, come in with a little bit of sandpaper around and just clean those edges off and get them nice and smooth. And then we're going to show you on our icing what we're actually going to use is we're actually going to use silicone. And you can get it really rather inexpensive. I think at Walmart I found one for $1.97. I picked up one that was just $1 or $2 more because this one actually is paintable in 30 minutes. So I wanted it to dry really fast so we didn't get our fingers into it. Now I took my cake decorating tip, and the tip that I am using is a number 21. It is the shell and the star, but it's smaller. So I wanted a little bit more smaller shell when I worked around my gourd edges. I'm going to use a disposable bag, so when I'm done I can just throw it away. You don't want to wash as little as possible on this, and we'll talk about our cleanup in a little bit more too. First thing I'm going to do is turn it inside out so I don't have all that to go through. And we're going to use our caulking gun to get our silicone out. I'm going to cut that tip off, and hopefully we're going to squirt this right in there, and there it comes. Woohoo! And I'm going to put this as far down as I can get it into that tip, and you don't need a lot. You could use different things, but I just take a bag from the store and I wrap that real tight, and now we're going to seal it off so that we can use it again next time. Sometimes you have to unplug it just a little bit, but it stays nice and fresh and you can use it again on your next project. And I do use that in some of my other videos, so check those out as well. Now, we've got that down in there. We're going to slide it down. Hopefully I have enough in here. You got to have enough that you can work with it. And we're just going to take it around the edge, and we're going to push and pull, push and pull, push and pull all the way around this. You can have them going different directions, or you can start both sides at the top. It's just what I did. On this one, I think I'm going to just take it all the way around this time. Bring that all the way on over. So you can do whatever you do with cake decorating tips, you can do with this. I make a little bit shell up on top, pull that down. You can come back in with your liner and dot that a little bit. Now, the one thing you have to do is stay out of them till they are dry. So we want to make sure that we do that. And these do go a long way. Now the other little flowers, and I'm going to do, and we'll show a picture when I get them down here, I'm also going to make some with roses on top, and I'm going to add food coloring and make them roses like pink and with green flowers. And I'm probably going to do a white around the middle, so I would do it right down the center of the gourd. Now remember, the hardest part is keeping your fingers out of it. Now see that white spot right there? If you get into that, all you have to do is paint that brown again. Clear it off as much as you can and paint that brown again. And if you need a line to show you the middle of your gourd, go ahead and make yourself a little line. So we've come up to there, and we're going to meet those together. And I'm going to grab another little egg gourd over here. And the egg gourd holders are really wonderful to work with and to display them as well as to hold them while they're drying. We do have a few available on our website, but they're going to go fast, so make sure you get yours now. And I just really think those are really, really cute. I keep wanting to pick that up, so I'm going to set that away from me. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it inside. And I went and I looked at all kinds of little characters, and you can use any type of little characters that you want. That's not a problem. But I really thought for a chocolate egg, I wanted something that looked like it belonged into it. And I found these real cute little bunnies, and these were by Wilton. And they come, and there's so many in the package. Get your 40% coupon off and look for them in the cake decorating section. And what I did is I took just the ones that I was going to use, and I spray varnished them to keep them nice and fresh and from critters getting in them. Make sure that it's non-yellowing. I used my Krylon gloss, my non-yellowing, and then I also sprayed my egg gourd inside and out with that a few times with that gloss, and that's what really gives it that chocolatey look. Because see how dull this guy is? He doesn't look chocolatey yet, so we're going to make him look chocolatey. So once you decide what you want to go in the center, we're just going to hot glue gun it into place. So decide which is your top and which is your bottom. Usually the tip of your egg will decide the top. And I put this guy kind of right in the entrance way, and I'll turn him around and show you in just a second, so that he's almost peeking out, but not quite all the way out, so he shows up. Now this guy could almost use a little bit bigger, something in the middle. So think about the size of your egg decoration too when you're buying your ornaments. Most of mine were not quite the size. They were a little bit smaller, which worked out perfect. But these would also be really cute with our little white ones as well. You could get those in there, and it would be fun to decorate them and put color around the outsides of these. And if it's not quite smooth, I use the sandpaper on these as well, but you also could put your frosting right on top to clean those lines up, so you don't have to worry about them all of the time. Now the other thing I'm going to talk to you about is cleanup. Of course, we're just going to unscrew this, and we're going to throw this part away. But you want to push all of this out as you possibly can get. You don't want any of that going down your sink because you don't want to clog up your sink. So most of that just get out and throw in your trash, and then finish cleaning the rest of it up with warm water and soap. But those should dry pretty quickly if you're using the time-elapsed ones. If not, just keep your fingers out of it. If you want to do layers where they're on both sides, let one completely side dry and then flip it over and do the other side. So these are a lot of fun. I can't wait to have these at my Easter table and see the comments or how many people that want to eat them. Just be careful with that. If you like what we did today, come on over to my webpage at miriamjoy.com. There's a YouTube link that takes you over to more fun videos that we have going on, as well as our Easter contest on Miriam Joy Gourd Creations on Facebook. There's also a link there for you as well. We hope you enjoyed your chocolate Easter gourd or egg, and may you have a blessed Easter.